math lesson today, we are going to be completing another review activity for topic 6. Today we are going to be completing a vocabulary review. We have a word list here on our page. Our word list contains the words data, picture graph, survey, tally chart, and tally marks. As we are working through these problems, you will see all of these words on our page. Pay attention to how our vocabulary is used in its sentence. Our directions at the top of page 274 say understand vocabulary. Circle the correct answer for each question using the image at the left. We will be using this tally chart to answer questions 1 and 2. In this tally chart, we are talking about different colors. We have the colors blue, red, and green. Question number 1 says green shows blank tally marks. Find the color green on our tally chart and count the total number of tally marks. Then circle the number and also write it in the blank for number 1. Green shows how many tally marks? Circle the number and write it in the blank for number 1. For number 2, it says the image is called a blank. They are talking about this image here, the one that I am drawing the square around. Is this called a picture graph, a tally chart, a survey, or a tally mark? What is this whole thing called? Is it called a picture graph, a tally chart, a survey, or a tally mark? Circle your answer and write it in the blank for number 2. For our next set of questions, questions 3, 4, and 5, we are going to be using the graph here. Our directions tell us to fill in the blanks using words from the word list. The word list is located at the top. Just to review, the words were data, picture graph, survey, tally chart, and tally marks. You will use some of these words to fill in the blanks for our questions. Question number 3 says this graph is called a blank. This graph located here. Is this graph called a data, a picture graph, a survey, a tally chart, or a tally marks? Write the word that goes in the blank for number 3. This graph is called a blank. For this graph located here, write the word in the blank for number 3. Number 4 says, "What is your favorite drink?" could be the blank question for this graph. Would "What is your favorite drink" be the data question, the picture graph question, the survey question, the tally chart question, or the tally marks question for this graph? Write the word that you think would fit best in the blank for number 4. What is your favorite drink could be the blank question for this graph. For number 5, it says you can use the blank to answer questions about the graph. Look at the words you have used for number 3 and number 4. We want to try to use the correct word for each blank. Think of which word from the word list would best answer this blank. You can use the blank to answer questions about the graph. When you look at our graph here, we see that there are small pictures of the drinks. What would you call these items? Would that be using the data, the picture graph, the survey, the tally chart, or the tally marks? Write the word in the blank for number 5 that would best answer the question. You can use the blank to answer questions about the graph. For our last problem on number 6, it gives you a challenge. The directions say to write a story problem using at least 2 words from the word list. Draw and write to solve. For number 6, you can either write your own story problem using 2 words from the word list here at the top, and then if you would like to share it with the class, you may. Or I am also going to write a story problem that you could solve if you are not ready to write your own. So I will let you choose. You may either write your own story problem and solve it, or you can use my story problem and show your work on your page. I'm going to write my story problem for number 6. For my story problem, I wrote, Jill asks 10 classmates the survey question. What is your favorite color? 3 classmates chose blue and the rest chose red. Draw a tally chart to show the data. In my story problem, I used the words survey, tally chart, and data from the word list up at the top. If you are using my story problem, then you have to make a tally chart on your paper. For number 6, you do not have to write my question on your paper. You just have to draw the tally chart. If you are making your own story problem, then you will have to write yours. To make the tally chart, you will need to make a line and a line going down, almost like a big T, label each side of the colors, blue, red, and draw the tally marks. Jill asked 10 classmates the survey question. 3 of them chose blue, and the rest chose red. Draw in your tally marks for each side of the vote. Draw tally marks for how many students chose blue. Then draw the rest of the tally marks for how many students chose red. Once you have completed question number 6, whether you are making your own story problem or working on mine, you are completed with your review activity for today. We will be taking our math test in a few days. So if at any time you aren't sure about a concept or you have a question, please ask me or let me know so that I am able to help you. That is all for our math lesson for today. Be sure to be logging on to Imagine Math through ClassLink so that you can get some extra math practice. I will see you later.